up, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH After show. Let's get into it, starting with Laura and Curtis. Now, as you guys know, they went to the Haunted Star to look for Mikos' will, but instead they found Lulu and Dustin in bed together. Eek. Like I said before, Lulu going into bed with Dustin like 5 minutes after her divorce, kind of disgusting. She even said it herself. Don't get me wrong, I feel like they have good chemistry. I don't know. The story is icky to me. Ugh. Once the awkwardness subsided and Lulu and Dustin left the Haunted Star, Laura and Curtis continued their search. However, they didn't find the will, but they did find Cassandra Pierce, who is there hiding out at the Haunted Star for some reason, and Laura and Curtis take her into police custody. I'm not exactly sure why she was hiding out at the Haunted Star, considering she was staying in 5-star hotels the other day, but either way, she tried to dangle Valentine into Laura's face, wanted to make a deal with her so that she could get away with all her crimes, but Laura stood her ground. She'll take down Valentine in her own way, I'm sure. Valentine even showed up to talk to her, and Cassandra tried to dangle Claudette in his face, and he stood his ground. I hope to God someone wipes that smirk off his face. I cannot stand that smirk. I hate it. I need someone, anyone, to take down Valentine at this point. Pronto. But yeah, Cassandra is in the hands of the PCPD and she does not want to be in the hands of the WSB, so she's asking Alexis, who is her lawyer, to prolong that aspect as long as possible. Not sure why, but she does seem to have deep pockets with a friend in the distance, perhaps the mysterious Cassadine that kidnapped her before. Guess we'll find out soon. I hope. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about Frank and Drew and Kim. So, as I predicted, the two of them slept together shortly after he got his ankle monitor removed, and Elizabeth came in for the aftermath and realized that they had slept together and gave Kim one hell of a slap. One hell of a slap. This messy girl, Kim, was about to get on a boat with Frank and Drew and leave Charlie in the dust. Thankfully, Elizabeth heard where Frank and Drew and Kim were going to meet and got him committed before they could get on the boat. Honestly, I'm impressed. Good job, Elizabeth. You are doing what you can to get your husband back. I am not a fan of Franco, but do what you need to do, girl. Speaking of Julian/Charlie, he was in a bit of a conflict with himself this week. I mean, he was told by Brad to kill Lisa Ulbrecht, and he actually went down to tamper with Lisa Ulbrecht's car. Then he had flashes of Kim, telling him that he's a good person and that she loves who he is now, and he couldn't do it. Poor Julian. When he finds out that Kim slept with Franco and, was gonna up and leave him for, without much of a notice. She wrote him a note, I think. Oh, poor Julian. I can't believe I'm saying poor Julian, but poor Julian. By the way, before we completely get off of the topic of Frank and Drew, I got a question for the viewers out there. What do you guys think of Drew 2012's personality? Like, let's assume that the personality is exactly accurate to who Drew was supposed to be back then. Does anyone feel like Drew isn't as honorable as people claimed he was? I mean, he seems kind of slimy. He seems like a horn dog that is just all about Kim. He wasn't, thoughtful to her feelings at first. He was just, trying to basically force himself on her. And then he's also, not even having sympathy for Elizabeth and her family. If this is what Drew was like back in 2012, I'll take back the real Drew that has no memories, no problem, because that guy is scum. What's your guys' opinion on Drew's personality from back then? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, now let's talk about Michael and Sasha. Sasha actually confessed everything to Michael, that she is not Nina's daughter, that Valentine hired her, and Michael was pissed until Willow talked him down, and then he went back to her and forgave her, which is good. He is willing to keep the secret for now, but they both agree that Nina needs to know the truth as soon as they possibly can. Once she's healed, that is. Once Sasha is healed from her illness. The sooner the better, you guys. I mean, I'm sick of Nina being blind as a bat to Valentine. I mean, when Michael and Sasha initially had their argument, Valentine caught the tail end of it, and he definitely kind of figured out that she may have told Michael the truth. And they got into a heated exchange, and Nina walked in at the end of it, and she didn't see a thing in their faces. That was a hostile conversation, and it just went over her head. Like, Nina, you deserve to get hurt. If you are this dumb, I can't. You're hopeless, girl. You are hopeless. Nina finally got back to work at Crimson Magazine and realized that Maxie has done an outstanding job continuing the magazine without her. Maxie has been thinking about having a magazine of her own, and I think it is a fantastic idea. I mean, we've watched Maxie be with Crimson for, I think, 10 years now, or maybe even longer, with Kate Howard and then Nina. she deserves her own magazine. Fashion was her life, so seeing her thrive in that career would be nice to see. And honestly, her competing against Lucy for Deception, I'm assuming Lucy's going to launch that again, and Nina with Crimson, that would be a fun storyline to watch as well. Do you guys think Maxie should start her own magazine? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, we've avoided it for as long as we possibly could, but now we gotta discuss Shiloh. This week was his trial, and he was determined to get Peter to get him out of jail, so much so that he kind of sent Jason Morgan in the direction of Peter. Didn't really tell him anything at all, but just put him on his radar, you know? So Peter sets up a plan to get Shiloh out of custody once the trial is over, but Peter definitely has the intent to kill Shiloh, and we'll talk about that more in a minute, but let's talk about the trial itself first. So during the trial, we got to see Willow and Christina and Sam and Harmony rake Shiloh over the coals, and Shiloh is just keeping his stupid smirk on his face and winking, and I'm sitting there like, is the jury seeing what he's doing? Is the jury seeing the wink and the smile? Like, come on, that guy is obviously scum. Throw him in jail. Now, when the ADA was interviewing Shiloh for the court, Shiloh was trying to put, the focus on everyone but him, talking about Sam's past with his father and Jason trying to kill him, just whatever he could to, lighten his situation. But it didn't work because there was all these testimonies about girls saying that he drugged them and slept with them, and I loved it. Man, seeing that smirk get wiped off his face so fast was pure perfection. But of course, at the end of the trial, Peter's guy and another policeman get him out of custody, and he breaks out, although I feel like something went wrong because I'm pretty sure Peter intended to kill Shiloh. However, the next scene that we see in Shiloh, he's wearing a police uniform and he's actually pulled Bobby over in the road, and I'm pretty sure that she has Wiley with him, so this is not going to end well. Some news broke out this week though that Shiloh is done at GH, so obviously the story is about to come to an end somehow. Either he'll be killed or he'll be in jail. However it's going to end is a mystery. I, for one, am relieved that the storyline is over. I gotta give credit to Kobe because he is one hell of an actor. He makes me hate him so much, and that's a credit to you, sir. You did a good job on the show. I wish you the best of luck in all your future projects, man, but I don't want to see Shiloh on the show ever again. You can play a new character one day, but just no more Shiloh ever again, okay? And if you do play a new character, I don't want anyone noticing that your new character looks like your old one, okay? Let's just not talk about Shiloh ever again. Alright, last but not least, let's talk about the kidlings on GH. Now, Jocelyn and Dev are back in school, and Jocelyn has been struggling because, she's always thinking about Oscar. Dev is kind of conflicted and sad because he knows that Carly wants to get rid of him out of her house for Jocelyn's sake, and Carly's trying to get him to go into boarding school. Unfortunately for Jocelyn, Jocelyn found the paperwork of the boarding school information and assumed it was for her. So she thinks that Sunny and Carly want to send her away. Oh, this poor girl. Although I feel like she'll feel bad that they're trying to send Dev away too, and might, vote against it. I still don't personally trust Dev as far as I can throw him. He does seem sincerely sad that this is a possibility, and I feel like he likes having a family to come home to. But I don't know, I just feel like he's still working with an enemy. That's my theory anyway. But yeah, those were the GH highlights. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.